Hi, students. This is Mr. Michael. We're going to take a little different approach on writing today. What we're going to do, we're still going to compare and contrast. You're going to plan out a piece of writing, but you're going to show it through an animation using computational thinking skills. Okay? So your directions, you're going to compare and contrast Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks using Scratch or Code.org. Create some sort of animation that compares and contrasts the two. While you're creating your animation, you need to reflect and explain your process on this activity sheet using complete sentences. The only animation requirements that I want you to have, make sure it demonstrates the act of comparing and contrasting MLK and Rosa Parks. I want to see you show your paragraph explaining similarities and differences. It could be through dialogue between two or more characters. It could be one character walking through a scene and just explaining it. It could be one character just explaining it throughout without all the bells and whistles. But I want you to be as creative as possible. The only button that I want to press is whatever start button you choose. For example, on Scratch, I want to just click the green flag. Use Scratch or Code.org. Okay, it's your choice. If you know another platform that you'd rather use, feel free. Okay. Copy and paste the link below so when you turn in this form, I'm going to be able to click that link and see it. Okay. All right. The reflection piece. You've read two articles one on Martin Luther King and the other on Rosa Parks. Now I want you to find a minimum of 3 similarities and a minimum of 3 differences between the two figures. Okay? I would do number 1 before you start your animation, so that gives you an idea. Number 2, after you've completed your animation, I want you to take me through what's going on. This is going to be a 2-paragraph, more of a free write answer. In paragraph 1, describe what's taking place, walk me through the steps. Okay, use transitional words when you can. In paragraph 2, explain why you decided to do it this way. Okay, so just explain why you did it. That's all. 3, what were some challenges in making this animation and how did you get through it? Think back, think of a couple of challenging things with this animation and tell me how you got through all those. Tell me how you got through the wall. Okay. 4, after you've finished, you've looked at your animation, you're about to turn this in. What's one thing you wish you would have done a little differently? And then tell me why. Do you want to take something out? Do you want to add detail? Do you want to add motions? Do you want to add maybe an if-then function somewhere in there? I want you to try to think back and try to improve it in some way, and then describe how you would improve it. You can improve it on your own if you want, but I do want you to put it on paper as to what you would improve and why. Okay? I am no computer programming expert by any means. I'm most familiar with Scratch. I created this example. This is not related to MLK or Rosa Parks, but it is comparing and contrasting, and it's using 2 characters and a dialogue. So I press the green button. My 2 sprites come into play. They greet each other. Then they start comparing the Minnesota Vikings and the Minnesota Twins. They're both from Minnesota. Only the Twins have won a championship. And the Vikings could make the playoffs just like the Twins did. And then they leave. Okay. There's a clear compare and contrast. I want you to kind of add a little bit more detail than what I had. Okay. This is a really quick example. After you've completed all this writing and your animation, you've got it linked. You have to turn this in on Classroom. I'm very excited to see what you guys can do. Feel free to be as creative as possible. There's not a lot of rules. The only thing, it's got to show comparing and contrasting. I'm excited to see what happens. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. I will do my best to help you out. Okay, have fun.